This is where I share all of my crafty adventures in knitting, crochet, cross stitch, quilting, and anything else that I get interested in during that time. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. If you are new here, I'm so happy to have you, and happy June to everybody. I think I might start first with a little life update. So right now it is June 17th, and last month on May 4th, I said yes. So my boyfriend proposed to me at the Bronx Zoo last month, and of course I said yes, and we are now engaged. So it's funny because I had made my Stitch North video recap like a week or so before, and then when I needed to upload it, I realized that I didn't take a thumbnail picture, and so when I took my thumbnail picture, I was already engaged. So there was a little peep of it in the thumbnail picture, if you noticed. But yes, we are engaged, and I am so happy, and we have set a wedding date, but I am not announcing it to everybody just yet. But we are super duper excited. It's been crazy for anyone out there that has gotten married and did not use a wedding planner. I just became an event planner overnight, and this is not what I imagined. Especially the cost in New York City to get married is astronomical, and that's about it. But I am over the moon, and I am so happy, and yeah, I think that's about it. It is June 17th, so with that, I am also almost done with work for the summer. So I think there are 6 school days left, and I just can't wait. And then I'm going to pack up my classroom and be done for the summer. I have to say, I don't want to go from like a high to a low, but in my job right now, not that I'm losing my job or anything, but my position at work right now is kind of like, I don't want to say limbo because that's not the right word either, but I just don't know exactly what I will be doing next school year. So if you don't know, I've been teaching kindergarten. I think this is the end of my 8th or 7th year. And I've been teaching, this would be the end of my 12th year. So it's really, really crazy. I would hate to not teach kindergarten. I think I for sure will be teaching kindergarten next year. I just don't know in what capacity. Right now I teach with a co-teacher in an integrated classroom. I'm a special education specialist. And so that would be really, really sad for me and my co-teacher to not be together anymore. But I won't think about that right now because I do have things to show you. So this will be a very knitting heavy video, as I did a lot of knitting last month. And then hopefully in my next update, I'm looking at my notes right now, it should be more cross-stitch focused. So I'm so sorry if you are not so much into knitting. I will have one cross-stitch project that I will share towards the end of the video, and I was gonna do a little bit of a reading update, but I've since then have lost track of what I've read and what needs to be read. So okay, this is kind of a crazy video, and I'm just chilling here in my PJs because I also have a day off today of work, and I'm using this opportunity to film, and hopefully, please excuse this over here. This is part of me and my boyfriend's list of things to kind of organize a little bit today and in the coming weeks. It's just a lot of crazy right now. Okay, but hopefully you're still here. Let's get started. Okay, it was good. I brought some water to drink. I couldn't fill that thing up with coffee again. It would have been like my 4th coffee today, maybe. Anywho. So I do want to start with 2 finishes, which you might have seen on my Instagram, but I still would love to show them here on my video. So where did I put everything? Oh, one of my finishes is my trilobite hat. So this was made in Malabrigo Rios in the colorway Sunset. I do forget who the designer is. Unfortunately, I don't have it written down right now, but you can find it on Ravelry. It's a free pattern. It's very old. It was one of those patterns on my list of things in my queue that have been there. So this was there for over 10 years, and I was like, I really have always wanted to make this hat. And so I finally did. And I also blocked it so it really stood really, really nice. The cables and the little bobble for the eyes and the nose really came out great. And it also, I did size up a little bit so it fits over my hair really, really well. I know it's like an 85-degree day here in New York City and I am wearing a hat, but that is okay. So I really do love it. It's good for my big hair. It is so warm. This was also my first time working with Malabrigo, and I can't believe it took me that long. I am in love with it. I'm working on another project with it that I'll show you in a little bit, and I also had another ball of this left over. My boyfriend said he might be interested in a trilobite hat, but I also might make some to sell at flea markets, either at my church or through my mom's housing building thing, to try to make a little bit of extra cash, especially for this upcoming wedding. That's all I have to say on that. Okay, so that was my hat. I love it. Another finish that you might have seen on my Instagram that I am very, very excited about. It was on my queue, another one that was on my queue for like over 10 years. I finally decided 2 or 3 years ago, I think it was in 2021, when my friend Candace Boo Boo Kitty came to visit, and she started me off on some of the yarn as a gift when we went to Brooklyn General, and I have finished, hopefully I don't knock over my water here, my Storyteller cardigan by Karina Spencer. It's really hard to show it this way. Let me see. I have worn it recently, so it's also been worn. And this is in Madeline Tosh Vintage Worsted in the colorway Moorland. So I was going to do the ribbing and the band of the hood a different yarn color, but I decided to stick with the green. I did end up getting some of the buttons at Woolen in New York City, in Brooklyn, which I really love the buttons on it. It is an amazing cardigan. I'll put it on briefly. It did end up using, I think, like 5.5 balls. Also worth noting, I did size this when I was considerably skinnier, but it's okay because I blocked it and it still fits just perfectly. So don't judge me, I'm still in my PJs right now, but it fits beautifully. I love it. I love the hood on it. I love, love, love the color. It just looks great. It does button, even though I have put on a little bit of weight since the size that I chose for it. And the hood is just gorgeous too. So I'll show you guys. My hair is a mess. I'm so sorry. And the hood is just what I dream about in a hood. And one of the reasons why I fell in love with this hoodie, like it doesn't squeeze my hair. And the back is like a little pointed, so it reminds me, gives me like elf vibes. Ah, it is just gorgeous. Isn't this color just to die for? So I also do have an extra ball of this yarn as well, which if you stay tuned to the end, I might do something special with it. Stay tuned. So yeah, that was my Storyteller hoodie by Karina Spencer, which I think was a Madeline Tosh pattern. I get so confused on how those things, how they work. Okay, so I'm trying to like put these amongst the mess that I have in this area without losing them. This one was a new start, but I took so long to show you guys that it's not so new anymore. I also did have progress on my temperature blanket, but guys, it's like 85 degrees out and I did not feel like taking out my temperature blanket to show you guys, so I am so sorry. But this next project that was a new start is, let me see if I can find I might not have printed out the picture of it because I was trying to save printer ink. Oh no, I do have a picture of it. So this is my owly sock. This is again in the series of objects that are on my Ravelry queue that I have wanted to make for a really long time and I'm finally getting around to. So is the designer listed on here? Yep, it's by Julie Elswick Schmoll. I think I said that right, but you can find it on Ravelry. I think it's another free pattern, and it's also in a series, so it comes as socks. There's a sweater that has the owlie motif in the yoke. There's mittens, there's a hat, there's a whole slew. So I definitely do think I want to make the hat. Not the hat, the sweater. And the yarn I'm using for this project is some Bumblebee Acres Fiber Farm in their squishy sock and in the colorway Envy. I think I bought this yarn at Rhinebeck. So this is the ball. It is really beautiful green. I wanted a color for this project where the owl wouldn't get lost in the cable or with the beading. I wanted to be able to see it because I did look through a lot of projects, and a lot of the folks that use like a more variegated yarn, it was really hard to see the owl. And so here is where I am. Let's see if I can get a good flat section to show you guys. There we go. So I am choosing some red beads. Some of the beads aren't as red as I thought they were from this mix pack that I got. So I also bought another pack. Please excuse my nails. I decided to do them on my own. But it is just so cute. I really do love this. I think some changes that I'm going to make to it is the owl, including the beads. I might just do the owl. The owl is like part cabled, and then the eyes are beads. They want you to do that for the heel, and I don't know about you, but I have ADHD, and I know sensory wise I would not be able to stand that bead being on the heel if I was wearing a sneaker, maybe if I was wearing sandals. And they also do have the same motif continuing with the beads down on the top of the foot. And so I can imagine that maybe this was meant more as like sandal wear, like if you wear Birkenstocks or any other kind of like slip-on slipper type of sandal for the summer. But I also don't tend to wear sandals and socks. I am not judging anyone that does, but I do not. So I might just continue the owl motif, but not include the beads on those two parts of the sock. But I am loving this. So this was my progress keeper from when I worked on it last week at my knitting group at the library, and which was also kind of my beginning of the month spot on where I am on it. So this one right now has rotated to being kind of like my TV knit or sometimes my library group knit, but I really love it. It's actually not that bad to work on, and if you were scared of beads, I would definitely recommend trying this pattern. They do offer, and you don't have to pay for this part, they do offer a free link on how to connect the beads, either using a crochet hook or a piece of Oral-B super floss, something like that. And I've been connecting it using the super floss, and it really isn't that bad at all. It was scarier, the thought of it was scarier than actually doing it. So that's my owlie sock. Another new start that is unfortunately not a new start anymore is I am getting a head start on Christmas gifts, and I have also decided that I want to do a lot of my winter knitting. So it's funny, whenever I'm in like spring or summer, I'm like, oh, I want to knit tank tops and I want to make, but they're never done in time to actually wear for that season. So what I've decided I'm going to do is in the summer months, as hot as it is try to knit on things that I would like to wear or try to get finished by the winter. So right now what I'm going to show you guys is a cardigan for my niece, but I also have another kind of oversized, really oversized sweater that I'm planning on making for myself that I am still working on the swatch for. But that's my hope. And then when winter comes around, then work on the tank tops and all that other kind of stuff. So this project is a cardigan for my niece that I'm hoping it will be done way before Christmas time. So either I'll gift it to her for her birthday, or I'll gift it to her for Christmas and make her, if I gift it to her for her birthday, I'll make her something else for Christmas. So this is the Norwegian fur top-down cardigan, and since she is a little lady, I am making this for her in the size 6 to 7 years. She currently is wearing 3T and 4T, even though she's going to be 6 this year, so she will have lots of room to grow into this. And I am using the wonderful Malabrigo Rios in this as well, because I just fell in love with it. Let me see if I can find, hopefully somewhat quickly, a label of it for you. Yep, so Malabrigo Rios. I purchased this at Argyle near Prospect Park. And it is in the colorway Almond Blossom. Because my niece right now is into pink, as maybe a lot of nieces are. But I didn't want to get her something that was super, super bright pink or like, you know, just super, I kind of picked like a dusty color. And I like this pink in that it also reminds me of cherry blossoms. So I recently just finished the body. And I am starting a sleeve over here. So it does have a little lace pattern. I guess that would be for the increases. And it's really, really beautiful. So it really reminds me of cherry blossom trees. I'm loving it. The yarn is yummy and juicy. It will have one little button up here. So I'm thinking of getting her either like a light pink wooden button or a wooden cherry blossom kind of, I don't know, leaf. I can't think of the right word right now. Button for it. But I love it. It does look very big for her, but she will definitely have room to grow. And it was one of the items that my mom said she really needs more cardigans, things to put over her clothes. And it's all in garter stitch, and it hasn't been so bad, honestly. I've been really enjoying it. Because garter stitch, when you are not working in the round, is actually a lot of fun because you're just knit stitching back and forth, back and forth. So that's not been so bad. I did get like a bunch of tendinitis in my hands earlier this month, and I think even late last month, which really slowed down a lot of my crafting. Originally, I thought I had broken a bone in my hand. So, oh, it's hard to show. So I was getting pain like in this little area here on this hand. And it was so painful that I couldn't pick things up. I couldn't bend it. I was wearing a wrist brace. I couldn't write. I'm left-handed. Oh, so it was really, really horrible. And it figured, I think I actually did over knit myself into that. And I just had to remember to stretch more, take more breaks, because it was funny. I went to knitting my owl sock recently, and then this hand started hurting in the same manner. And I was like, okay, I don't think I actually broke anything. I think I need to cool down on the knitting. Oh gosh. So that was kind of amusing. So that was my cardigan for my niece. So now is the last thing I'd like to share with you guys. It's just a little bit of cross stitching, and then I might pause for a second. Okay, so I cross stitched a lot more on my I Still Remember by Lindy Stitches. So I really do love this pattern. I am doing the Ginger Cat version. This is a tribute piece for my cat Sunkiss who passed. And let me see, I am working this on a piece of 32 count Belfast. It's a color in cotton, I believe, in the colorway Cornflower Blue. And I am doing 2/1. And I am really close. I really am. So here is where I am. So I've done a lot of the words. I'm trying to make sure this shows. And I'm almost ready to add the cap. I think I was working more on the leafy kind of border piece. And so the cat is like ready to pop in very, very soon. So I'm hoping maybe an end of the year finish. I have been putting my Epic Pokemon on a Friday, every Friday I'm trying anyway to remember, rotation, to hopefully have that be a finish this year for sure. Oh, excuse me, and I love for this to join it. Really, really, really love this a lot. And now I will take a quick pause, but it won't be a pause for y'all, and I will be right back. Okay, so I am back, and that was basically seamless for y'all. I would love, this is a partial, but I would love to give away the remainder of my Madeline Tosh vintage Moreland, vintage worsted in the colorway Moreland that I use for my Storyteller hoodie. If you are interested, I will send you this partial skein. I will weigh it so you know how much is left. And I have an additional full skein that I will send to you. So if you are interested in winning this ball of yarn, I will mail it anywhere. US, Canada, I'll try to price out overseas. And do not use the word giveaway in your comment, as that brings along a lot of bots and things of that nature. So please, please, please do not use the word giveaway in your comment. If you are interested in winning this, just tell me about your favorite thing that you love that is this kind of color green. It could be any green, things that are green that you love. And I will use a random comment picker and pick the winner to win. I want to say there's at least a good half a skein left here. So a skein and a half could be enough to make a beautiful scarf, hat, mittens, any number of things. It is really beautiful. It's squishy. It is super, I believe it is a super wash merino wool, but I always advise people to hand wash and lay flat to dry and shape it. It's very squishy, and with that said, it is wool, so if you do have wool allergies, I would not try to win this. And then I think that's it. I hope I will be back for another update, as I do in my notebook have another set of projects that I would love to talk about. I personally struggle with making longer videos. I don't have the attention and capacity to be as organized. I like to just try to fit 4 or 5 projects in each video. So I do have another slew that I would love to talk about very soon. So hopefully with work ending, I will be back sooner rather than later. And I hope everyone continues to enjoy their June and does all of the crafting, making, whatever it is that you love to do. And I will see you guys in my next video. Take care, happy crafting, and be kind.